Here we go. Another Printify seller complaint about their terrible service.
Okay, let's unpack this. Today we're diving into the challenges small businesses face with larger platforms, and we're looking specifically through the lens of, well, one highly critical account regarding Printify.
Right. Our deep dive today pulls directly from excerpts titled Printify's Failure to Support Small Business. It's a very detailed account, and it focuses on just one individual's experience. But often, that's where we find the most significant insights into maybe broader systemic issues.
Exactly. So our mission here, to understand what happened to Morgan Delaney, a small business owner, and maybe more importantly, what this specific experience reveals about the promises versus, well, the reality of platform support. You're going to hear a story of like a one-woman operation, her hopes, and then just a series of really frustrating events.
Yeah, frustrating is definitely the word. Morgan Delaney, as the source describes her, she ran this tiny side business out of her garage, actually, designing custom sweatshirts, mostly for local school clubs, youth teams, that kind of thing.
A real solo entrepreneur.
Totally. A one-woman show, handling absolutely everything.
Oh.
And she chose Printify because, well, they advertise fast turnaround times, easy integration, and they promise support that has your back. That's the quote.
Sounds good on paper, like the perfect partner, especially if you're trying to scale a passion project, right?
Exactly. That was her perspective anyway. It seemed like just what she needed.
And initially, it seemed okay, like straightforward.
Well, yes and no.
Yeah.
She uploaded her designs, she paid in full, and then the order status just sort of stalled. The source describes it vividly, sweatshirts in stock, then suddenly out of stock, then back again.
Okay.
Printify apparently called it a glitch, but then right after that, a payment hold hit her account.
A hold. For how long?
5 days. And the source says, no explanation, no email notification, nothing, just stuck.
Wow. Okay, so what does that initial snag, that hold, tell us about maybe the common pitfalls on these big platforms?
I think it really highlights a common vulnerability, which is the opacity, how unclear the back-end systems can be. For a small business like Morgan's, any lack of transparency, whether it's inventory or payment processing, it instantly hits trust, and it can have real financial consequences.
Yeah, you lose time, you lose money.
Exactly. And these glitches, Printify mentioned, they often point to deeper integration challenges. It's pretty common in dropshipping, maybe a failure in real-time inventory sync between Printify and their actual suppliers. Sounds technical, but the impact on sellers like Morgan is very real.
And that's where the frustration really ramped up, I gather.
Oh, yeah. The source says every single day, Morgan logged on, pleaded through live chat, explained her event was just next week, literally begging someone to release the hold.
And the response?
Always the same, apparently. The source describes it as scripted. A member of our payment team will reach out.
But did they?
Crucially, no. No one ever did, according to this account.
Ugh. Okay, so after all that, the hold, the glitches, the silence, what was the next critical breakdown for Morgan?
Well, it's kind of more of the same pattern, sadly. When the hold finally lifted, guess what?
Let me guess, sweatshirts out of stock.
Bingo. Out of stock again. Another glitch, they said. Then more silence, followed eventually by a shipping delay notification.
Oh no, don't tell me.
Yeah. The crushing blow, as the source puts it, Morgan received her order the week after her event.
Completely useless.
Totally useless. She was out hundreds of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And that customer trust she'd worked so hard to build, obviously damaged.
You can just feel that frustration. And the financial hit, I mean, that's tangible. It's a stark reminder, isn't it, of the human cost when these digital systems fail people.
It really is.
So did she try to get a refund?
She did. And according to the source, Printify deny it. Flat out. They claim they would email her the reason why.
And did that email ever arrive?
Like the payment team support. Nope. Never arrived. The source actually details this whole pattern using some strong words. Gone, ghosted, gaslighting. Which is a pretty powerful indictment of the communication breakdown, at least from Morgan's perspective, as told here.
Yeah, that paints a really specific picture.
It does. It makes it clear that Printify isn't portrayed here as some kind of U.S. small business ally. Instead, the source characterizes it as an offshore, unaccountable Latvian tech company, one that seems to hide behind, scripted chatbots and promises that just aren't kept.
Which raises that question about the human element, or maybe the lack of it, in so much platform support these days.
Exactly.
So, okay, let's try to wrap this up. What does this all mean, drawing from the source? We have Morgan Delaney did everything right with her custom sweatshirt business, order useless, lost money, left with zero answers. And the source's take is Printify looks like an offshore, unaccountable company hiding behind bots and broken promises. Basically, no one answering for the failures.
That's the picture painted, yes. What's really fascinating here is how the source emphasizes this isn't just one bad experience, but potentially points to a complete breakdown of trust and support. A systemic issue, perhaps, for small businesses dealing with these large remote platforms.
Right.
And it concludes pretty strongly. It suggests, this is what happens, I'm quoting, when small businesses get eaten alive by foreign companies pretending to care. It even goes so far as to suggest specific avenues for accountability.
Like what?
Things like contacting elected representatives,
Yeah.
the state attorney general. It even specifically names Pam Bondi, interestingly.
Okay, so the source itself is suggesting potential real-world actions.
It is. And that really raises the final important question for you, our listener. In this increasingly globalized digital marketplace we all operate in, what does true accountability actually look like? Especially for small businesses relying on these huge, often distant platforms when things inevitably go wrong. What's the real path forward?